Hey guys, Graham from Paragon Performance here. Today we're going to talk about superchargers on the C8. We're going to do some comparison between the Procharger kit on our car and the Lingenfelter Magnuson kit on this car we just finished installing and getting some tuning done on. I want to go over the performance and advantages of each kit, so hopefully we can help you guys figure out which one is the best for you if you want to supercharge your C8. So before we jump into performance, I want to quickly talk about the differences between each kit on a functional level for anybody at home who doesn't understand a whole lot about supercharging. Basically, each one of these supercharger kits is a very different approach to do the same thing, which is put boost in the engine to make more horsepower. Prochargers use a centrifugal style supercharger, which is basically like half a turbocharger that's spun by the engine. Whereas the Lingenfelter Magnuson supercharger kit, it uses a positive displacement style supercharger, also driven by the engine, but sitting after the throttle body and using a screw type system to compress the air and put it in the engine that way. Each one of these kits has their advantages and differences in how they deliver power, and that's what we're going to cover next. So let's talk about Procharger first. We have a Procharger on one of our shop cars, as you guys have seen, and we've done quite a few customer builds as well with different parts, so we have a pretty good feel for what these cars can make when we tune them, and we're doing the tuning ourselves with HP tuners, so we're in control of all that, which is helpful. Power-wise, we've seen a range of about 610 up to 640, maybe 650 at the wheels, depending on the mods, on the Stage 2 kit, standard size pulley, again, with simple mods on here. As far as how these deliver the power, as you can see, this is basically like a half a turbocharger or centrifugal style, as I mentioned. That means that the engine has to spin the turbine up to compress the air and push it in the engine. That style of supercharger will basically build boost with RPM and create more of a linear rising power band versus a fast torque flat power band, as you'll see on the other supercharger kit. This style of supercharger can be nice for drag racing, road racing, or things where you want the power up in the higher RPMs or you want that smooth power delivery. That's where this Procharger can shine. As far as warranty goes, Procharger does offer a standard 1-year warranty on their Procharger. If anything goes wrong with it, they'll replace it at no cost for you. As far as price point, we come in just a bit over $23,000 for the Procharger kit installed and tuned here in-house. As far as upgrades go, it is possible to do smaller pulleys on here as well as bigger Procharger units, so there is some future-proofing to this kit if you want to add more power down the road. All right, jumping over to the Lingenfelter Supercharger kit with the Magnuson blower on it. Now you can see this is a very different style supercharger. As I mentioned, this is what you'd call a positive displacement supercharger, where the supercharging happens after the throttle body and compresses the air and puts it in the engine right there. This is very similar to a lot of OEM style supercharging, such as a C7 Z06. They work in a very similar manner with a very similar style supercharger. What you get with that is a very similar style power delivery, which is great if you want that immediate punch because it can make the boost pressure right away and lower RPMs as opposed to having to wait for RPM like a centrifugal style supercharger kit. This car essentially feels like a OEM C7 Z06 power band, if you're familiar with that, delivered in the C8 chassis, which is pretty fun. Now, as far as power goes, we're a little bit shy of the numbers that a Procharger can make, but that's to be expected with this style of supercharger. They're not quite as efficient on the top end as a centrifugal style blower, but we do get pretty close on this kit. We're seeing in the ballpark of 580 up to 605 peak horsepower depending on the modifications. This car, for example, has headers and an intake on it beyond the standard kit, and we are seeing up to 605 on our dyno. Now, where this supercharger kit has the advantage, like I said, is in the low range. At 3,500 RPM, this kit produces 30 to 40 more foot-pounds of torque than the Procharger kit can because it can make the boost that much sooner. And basically all the way up to 5,500 RPMs, this kit does produce more torque, again, because it can make more boost sooner. After that threshold of 5,500, the Procharger does start to shine and pick the power up on the top end. Cost-wise, we're looking at $25,000 installed and tuned for this kit, so it's a bit more than Procharger, but not a whole lot more. In terms of warranty, the Supercharger unit itself carries a 3-year, 36,000 mile parts and labor warranty, which is really nice. If there is a problem with it, which wouldn't be expected, they will cover the parts and they will cover the labor to fix it. Another thing you can opt for with the Lingenfelter kit is an additional powertrain warranty. That can be added on for $8,000. $4,000 of that is the required push rods, valve springs, and upgraded axles to get that warranty, and $4,000 of that is the warranty itself. Now that's a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty, but it does start from the date of service of the vehicle. So for example, if you have a 2020, that wouldn't make sense because you're already 3 years old on that. But if you're gonna put this kit on a brand new C8, that might be a good value for you because you're gonna get that powertrain warranty from Lingenfelter in case, for some reason, something goes wrong with the engine as a result of the Supercharger kit. All right, so which one of these kits is best for you if you want to supercharge your C8? Well, that depends on how you want to use the car and what you're looking for. In our opinion, we would say that the Lingenfelter kit is more ideal for a daily driver because it gives you that low-end punch of power, again, much like a C7 Z06. It has some great warranty options on it if you're going to put some miles on it, especially if you have a newer vehicle. And it's got that more OEM drivability feel to it versus the Procharger kit. Now, the Procharger kit, on the other hand, does have the ability to be upgraded to make some more power. It does make a bit more power as it sits, and it's more suited, in our opinion, to a car you're going to use on the track, use for drag racing, or just perhaps get it out and have some more spirited driving. If you like the top-end power band, this might be the solution for you. If you want more of that OEM C7 Z06 feel, then this kit's going to make more sense for you. Either way, both these cars are extremely fun to drive. They have different power bands, different characteristics, but they're both very enjoyable, and we're getting C8 Z06 horsepower out of both of these cars. So if you guys have questions about either kit, or you want to contact us and go over your goals for your C8 and get some help from us figuring out which one of these makes the most sense for you, drop us a line, send us an email, a phone call, a text, a courier pigeon, smoke signal, however you want to, get a hold of us, and we're happy to help. And as always, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.